Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Brown in AI. I am your host and fellow builder, Jackie Brown. So we are in the middle of a series on building our own Jarvis. Um building our own AI operating system that will pretty much become the background and um executive assistant, the chief of staff for me. Um, and if you're following along, you may be building it yourself. So we are at a very fun part of this. Over the time, I think we have had 4 episodes on that. 4 episodes so far. The first one we sat down and we just let chat know our complete idea, everything we wanted to do. We um just sat down and kind of talked it out with chat, told it everything that we wanted this system to do. And then after that, um we began to build. This has been a long process. Most of this stuff could be done in a day. But since the fact that I am recording this for YouTube, I've been breaking it up to little episodes. Well, not little because it's been kind of long. But I've been breaking it up to episodes so that we can just kind of go along in the process together and kind of see uh what comes up, what permissions are being asked, and how it's completing everything. Um, and there were certain things that I wanted in this system that I wanted to make sure that there were stopping points so I could make sure that it was all included because sometimes um with the AI with the large language models, if you start to give them too much information, or if your chat goes too long, they may forget what you are saying. They may forget what you told them. You may forget important parts of what you want to include. And so that is very important, especially when you're trying to do a build. Because if it leaves out certain parts of the build out of the coding, you'll run into even more bugs. And then it's really hard. Like I've said this over and over again in this, that it's really hard to fix that after you I'm sorry, second. After you have after you've gotten so far into the build, it's very hard to kind of go back to get the information that you need, or to figure out where those bugs came from, especially when you're vibe coding, so you're not a real true vibe coder, which we are not here. We are vibe coders. So it's fun and I'm learning more, and I wanted to learn how to code honestly, but yeah, we're vibe coders here. We're very novice. Um but so we're still in the build. And if you say to the end of the last episode, I said that we were going to do something really cool in this one. And so today it's going to kind of take a little bit of um tech and mixing it with the real world, like bringing AI and tech together. We are going to make our dashboard and also our interface. So this interface, if this turns out right, because I just kind of talked this out with chat, and so it kind of came up with its own build. That's something that I have done with this system, is that I have asked AI to improve on my work. So I'll drop it what I want and what I want to accomplish, but then it's kind of building these things on its own. And on some parts, I have specifically not um paid attention or checked out the whole spec sheet, or like kind of left things up to chat to decide, because I want it to kind of have like, I don't know, I wanted to have a part in this. Um and so I don't know we have some things hooked up and then already connected in. So Canva, I believe it's already connected. We'll see. I know that 11 Labs is um we still have Google and I can do some stuff in Chat GPT. So we're going to build the dashboard. So then this will have a web user interface. So this will be something on the web that I can click in this web address and then pull up my agent and talk to it. Okay. Um, I don't know if I'm going to share that with you because this is my agent and I don't want this for public use. So you may not see I'm gonna try my best not to show you the actual web site, although I am going to put a lock and key on it so that you can't access it anyway, but I'm not going to put the actual site on here. You'll just see the result. And so what we're building is a dashboard so that we can keep track of all the different things that we are doing. Some people don't need a dashboard. They can kind of call it out through their agent, but I want something and I'm visual. I like to have something that I can kind of communicate with. And so the other thing is that I want there to be like an avatar or something that I can use to see like move around on my screen or something like that. And this will be the point where I can see make that happen. So because it's pretty much going to be a website that we are just attaching it to the agent, and so that we can communicate with the agent and it can go back and forth. That's all we're doing. We're just creating a website that will have a domain and that we can connect it to the system from that domain and go right into our system and interact with our agent. Okay. So that's what we're creating. Uh so this should be fun. This should be so much fun. I have worked with the idea of what this agent would look like and the and the sub agent. There are some sub agents I've kind of like played with already for trying to get their personality together, to get their look together. So we're gonna upload some of that in there. Um, but this should be so much fun. But I'm not sure what chat is going to be able to give me. Now, and we're kind of in a rush to kind of complete this system because of a couple of things. One, as I'm recording this, this is June 19th. So it's happy Juneteenth. Um, so it's June 19th when I'm recording this, 2026. So, a couple things have happened in AI. So let's get started. We'll get started. Let's bring it up to let me share my screen with you guys. And then we could talk and work at the same time. That's the best part. Let's go to Claude. All righty. Okay, so you should see Claude now, and probably me in this small little square right here. Okay, so let's get Claude moving. Okay, so we are on Claude Code, just to kind of help you out where we're at. As you can see, I haven't done anything. We're going to talk about this right here in 1 second, but we're going to get started. Um, let's wake them up. Oh, see, already asking what should we do? Okay, we're about to build. Let's build. Let's love it. Build. Um, uh, let's go with season. As you see, I haven't put the sub agents in yet because I think I might show you some of my work. Oh, season 3. Okay, so it will start to build the user interface. It's probably going to ask me a couple questions. Yeah, I thought so. Express server. Okay, modern front end or full stack. Okay, we might go. Oh, what should we do? I recommend option one for speed. We can always upgrade later. Let's work on the dashboard for. Okay, let's go with option one. We'll take bot suggestion option. Okay, so okay, so the plan is an Express web server on port 3000. So it's going to have to do some things inside of my terminal. API endpoint for task. Okay. Plain HTML dashboard with live task polling and simple CSS styling. Okay, so it's going to do some things inside of my terminal, but then it's going to also have to link up to HTML. Okay. Um, okay. Yeah, so let's talk about why the other thing reason why I want to go ahead and get this system down, and there's something else that we want to build. We really want to start working on our tiny language model that we want to build. I'm calling it tiny. I hope hopefully one day it'll be a large language model that I want to build for myself. I think I might there's two ideas that are floating around in my head for the type of language model I want to build. Language model, but I'm saying another AI system. So just like Claude is an AI system, or Chat GPT is an AI, it's a large language model. It's a language model. So it's a model, but it's a large language model because it has a large amount of information. I'm talking about building a tiny language model that wouldn't have as much access, because right now the large language model have most of the time have access to the World Wide Web. Mine will not. I am specifically giving it certain information to kind of to put into its servers, to put in its database, to pull upon as I am asking its questions through my chat. Okay. So I want to build this. Like I say, it's messing with my well, it was gonna have to um go inside of the terminal because we gotta attach it to the system that's living on my computer right now. Um so we I want to build a tiny language model. So it's going to be a language model that is trained on a certain amount of information. Okay, so we have, I guess that's the the back end. I love that it's pulling it up right here on Claude. This is so nice. It's better than trying to go to another tab or something like that to pull it, or having to go to the actual web to pull it. So I like that it's doing it right here. Um, but what I was saying, so I want to build a tiny language model that is trained on a certain amount of information. So that information will feed back to any answer that it gives. Okay. So I'm trying to build a tiny language model with as much public information out there as possible. Um, and that is something that I want to build for myself. And I want to do this soon. Because there's a couple of reasons. Because the same thing is the same reason why I want to go ahead and get this system built out and get it working and test it and everything, so I know that it's working correctly. Because this. Can you all see that Claude Fable? Fable 5 is currently unavailable. Okay, so what happened that Claude Fable is a version or a model that Claude has. Okay, it's a version of a AI, a large language model that was presented to the public. Okay, so there Claude Anthropic, which is the parent company, Anthropic released a version called Mythos, or something like that. I think of Mythos. I have to look it up. But they created a version that was too it from what I understand, it's extremely smart. It's extremely smart and it can okay, so it's asking for Docker. Sorry. Ah, well, you are if you're watching this, you probably already seen this episode. But yes, go check out this YouTube video. This is part of the build. This was the third one. Okay, give me a second. I have to make sure doctor is running. What's his rules? So it needs to run Docker on my desktop. And that is part of our security. I'm to go at it a different way. Sure. I don't know if you all can see this because I think you're still on Claude. But I have to open up Docker for the agent to build. So give me a second. Um, all right, here we go. You may not be able to see it because I think you're still on Claude, but it's okay. I'm probably going to have to switch to a different chat because we're getting very high in our usage for this chat message. What's wrong with me? I like the way you we're going to just wait. It is starting. I apologize if you can hear the fireworks in the background. Oh, like I said, it is June 19th. It's very close to the 4th of July. So, and technically it's a holiday. So yeah, they have already started popping fireworks. You see that. Since I want to get this started. Okay, let's give it some time. So let's go back to what I was saying before. While we're waiting on Docker. Oh, with Fable 5. Okay. Um, Claude introduced Mythos because I think it's Mythos. I think it's Mythos. Hold on. Let me. Oh, okay. Oh, they're not even mentioning on this. It's funny when large language models are throwing shade because Google's trying not to give any information. Right. Yeah. Okay, so Mythos. Um, so it was so so good, so knowledgeable that it was able to find security holes in like Fortune 500 company systems. Okay. Okay, yay. It's open. So that's up and running. Minimize that. Okay, so um Docker is um, um so it was so knowledgeable that it was able to detect um security issues in like Fortune 500 companies cybersecurity efforts. Okay, so they were, and it was only released to a certain amount of companies. Like they didn't even introduce this to a large majority of companies um or like just as a business license, to where maybe only a business, you had to have an actual business, and maybe it had some restrictions on how big the business had to be to get this. So well, maybe they did, that's why they only released it to a certain amount of five Fortune 500 companies. So your I know it kind of released it to like OpenAI. I guess they're sharing, they kind of have that friendly competition. You know what I'm saying? It released it to Google. It released it to like I think what Wells Fargo, and like big companies like that. If you are Wells Fargo, yes, you want the top security measure out there, And so they released this to these certain companies, and I guess it was decided that this was too smart of an AI system. And so they came out with Fable 5 as a public version. So they never they never introduced that to Mythos to us. That never came to the public. Um, that went to a select few Fortune 500 companies that had probably paid a very large amount for um this information, for this security system, because it just went through their system, just checking finding the loopholes and the problems, and it did such an amazing jobs, like IT teams for these 500 Fortune 500 companies to come like, oh wow, we found this risk and like hundreds of risks versus just like one or two or three or four or five that a team could find on a regular basis. And we're talking about like Google IT team. Come on, y'all, for real. And so when they kind of came back with a consensus that this was too much for the public to have, they were kind of scared of what the public may do with it. They did not release that model to the general public. It has not been released to the general public. So, then it was like Fable 5 was introduced. So it's supposed to be we won't call it a dumber version, but not as smart as what they were creating. Okay. That's that's so interesting. So it wasn't as smart and as knowledgeable as the other version. So they introduced this to the public. This may be like step one. And like 10 steps. And within a week, the US government released a letter to Anthropic telling them to take it down. To take it down. I will try to find the letter so that we can show it. Hopefully. Ta-da. This is the letter. Because I know it's on Anthropic's site. And it might be with this learn more. I don't want it to go to too many different things. That's kind of a little issue with technology when there are so many things running. I don't have that capacity on my computer. It slows things down. So maybe it'll give it to us nice and simple, nice and easy without stopping everything else. Okay, let me see it. I'm gonna switch this screen so you all can see the letter. Oh, okay, come on. Let's see. It's loading, guys. Okay. Hopefully you can see it. There. Okay. So like I said, this is the statement for Mythos 5 and Fable 5. Because Mythos is supposed to be the Mythos. Yeah, whatever. It didn't even come out to the regular version. Okay, but still, it's supposed to be the powerful version. And so there were people were really skeptic. A lot of builders were skeptic that we were even going to see that version, which we have not. But Fable 5 was already released to the public. And so it says that the US government, citing national security authorities, has issued an export control directive to suspend all access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5 by any foreign national, whether inside or outside the United States, including foreign national Anthropic employees. So they didn't even want the employees of Anthropic, the people that are still building this, to have access to it. Really crazy, right? The net effect of this order is that we must abruptly disable both systems for everybody, for all. So those Fortune 500 companies, when I had heard about this, they had just stopped Fable 5 and was saying that that was too much. But for the fact that they went after the original, so those Fortune 500 companies, they can't have access to it anymore. But why they would, I would see why they wouldn't, because if they don't even want Anthropic employees to access this, you don't want the employee. These people are making it. You know what I'm saying? They can't have access to it. That's crazy. So, Um, so nobody can have it. Nobody can have it. Our customers are to ensure compliance. They have to. Access to all other anthropic models will not be affected. So those won't be affected yet. Those won't be affected. They have been tested. I think Opus 4.8 was the last one that they released before Fable 5. And within a week, I kind of heard I didn't catch it. Well, I saw it, but I knew I was already working on a large language model that was really good, and it's not going to cost as much as Fable 5 would have. So I was like, well, I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? So, but within 5 days, it was down. It was down. So we I didn't even get a chance to try it out. I wish I did. Especially now that I heard this. I wish I got, oh man, this agent could have been built. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had tried it, but I did not. I did not. There were some builders that I follow on YouTube University that were able to access it and use it and create some things, but I did not. I did not get a chance. So I can't even give you any kind of comment on it. So but they took it down. They took this down. And this was June 12th that they put this reversion on there. Um, or the original version or whatever. But yeah. So we can't use it. We can't use it. But I heard that it's supposed to be a really, 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 really great version. Okay. Um, there's so much information about it. If you put in Fable 5, there are so many different influencers talking about it. But I just wanted to mention that because it has kind of gotten me in the mindset that there was one other thing. I just heard in some of my scrolling through Instagram, um and because I tried to stay up to date on certain AI information and news, I just heard that Anthropic and maybe even Open AI are being sued by, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like the a state attorney general or something like that. Um but they're being sued because the information that they're using is through the web. And I don't really know where I stand on that. If I can get a check from Anthropic and OpenAI, you know what I'm saying, or a refund or a credit back because I'm also contributing to their database. Yeah, I want it. But so far, these large language models, especially these, and then like Google, especially Google, they are using web information that we are putting in that are open to data sources and the like. So they're using that information to train their models to continue to give their models information. Okay. So as these large language models are touching the web at various times because you want this answer or you're asking it this question or you are trying to complete this task or you're trying to build this uh agent or create this picture or something like that, it is touching the web to get examples, to get information, to get knowledge so that it can create whatever you want. Okay. So with that being said, that is using our information, you know what I'm saying, personal information to complete tasks. And we're not, and it's kind of like we're contributing to its brain power to the product. We're contributing to the product, but we don't receive any return from it for the information and stuff that we are contributing to it. So they're getting sued. I believe it's an attorney general of one of the states. I'm not quite sure. I would have to find that I would have to find that post and an article and information to go along with it. So I've kind of heard these two things. So one, the government came in, stepped in and said, hey, no, that language model, that's too much. No, no, you can't have that. And then now uh the AI companies, the builders, the creators of these AI language models are being sued because they have access to our to everybody's information. That's how they're able to give you such a great answer now. Versus the former versions, the original versions that only was trained on certain information. It did not have access to the web. Actually, I think it was like 2 years back was the information that was the most public that they could receive. So everything, nothing could be, no question could be asked of like today. It always had to be like the information would come from 2 years back. That is not so. Like now, right now, you can get an answer to the weather. You know what I'm saying? On any of the systems, not just Google, but on any of the language models. And so they're being charged for that. Well, people want to charge them for that. I mean, well, they're making billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? They're making billions of dollars. I could, hey, give me a couple months free or something. I don't know. I've been on here for, I've been using this since 2016. Come on, help me out. So I don't know where that's going to go, and what's going to happen with that. So I want to get these projects started and out there and running. That is my goal. Yes, I want to get it recorded. I'm trying to get this recorded for you guys. And to get it edit, it's really editing the videos that is the harder part. Uh, uh, as you can tell, I don't do a lot. But I try to make sure that it kind of flows, or if I go too long, it I try to cut out certain things. So but I want to get these done because they are such language model dependent, large language model dependent. And because after I build the system, then the system can work. I just have to hook it up to a large language model. And then it'll even already, it like we're already planning for managing our token usage, and how much context management, and how much we're putting into the chats and different things like that. So all of that stuff is kind of cooked into this system. So I really want to go ahead and get this system done. But then also with the large language model, I want to create, I want to get that started while I have access to such high powered, capable models at a discount. Well, maybe not a discount, but at the standard rate, before they start to increase the price, because they're going to have to start paying out. Because even if they're not paying out, they're going to have to start handling some uh law. They'll have court fees and different things like that. But I think they will come to a compromise or something. They're going to have to come to some kind of compromise, because honestly, they're using our information, you know. Um, so they're going to have to come to a compromise. So on the side, on my right side, I believe this should be your right side also. Um, we have the HTML uh running as it is building, and then we have the chat in the middle, still going through the functions of building this, and then we have our little dashboard on the side. um so it's tinkering around trying to get things done. Make sure that you have, she looking at what I'm looking at. She might still be on. Oh yeah, you all were still on that statement. Okay, hello. So I apologize. Okay, so now you should see Claude. Okay, so as I said, on the right hand side, we have the HTML Project Jarvis building. That's our kind of like our preview of what it is building. In the middle, we have the active chat where Claude Code is working this out right now. As you saw that permission axing, we're doing it's working inside of my laptop's terminal. And then on the left hand side, we just have the regular dashboard for the chat, which is just crowded. So we're not in anything else. We're only in code. Let me see what it's doing. Um, so it is building our dashboard, and then I kind of want like a little face or an avatar or something that I can kind of talk to. Um, on here, even it is like, I don't know, like the smallest this screenshot, and it's like a little face or something that I can talk to. So I threw the idea to Clyde in the chat when I was coming up with the specs for this. Um, and so now I am excited to see what it produces. Oh, I saw this one YouTuber that was able to use a Raspberry Pi to create that he put um a tablet um monitor on the Raspberry Pi, and it had like a little face on one side, and then you can kind of see the agent moving on the other. And so, but the face, it would like move while it was talking to you. And and so I wanted to have something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what I also have some pictures that we're gonna throw in here. Because I started to work on the personalities for my sub agents back when I was building out what I wanted for that I was trying to accomplish with OpenClaw. Um and OpenClaw is a really, really, really great system. It's just for me. I kept running into a lot of bugs, especially with the maybe it wasn't the original version, but it was very early on. Probably about a month after OpenClaw was released. Um, I kept running into bugs, and I really didn't know how to fix them and get around them to create what I wanted. So that is the reason why I personally chose to go to Claude. Um, One, because the coding, and like I can go in detail into chat and just tell it exactly what I wanted, especially since I've worked with OpenClaw and kind of learned some of the things that made it unique. But then Claude kind of came out with those little functions on their own. So it integrated the connectors. It integrated like being able to the one like dispatch, being able to code from your phone, to kind of stay in line with the conversation on your phone. That was things that kind of came out of the idea of OpenClaw to me. Um, Now I can't really say I was using Claude before that, but that's what it came from. But it was so many bugs that I kept running into and so many things. And then um right now I am building out of a subscription with Claude. I'm building out of a subscription that I already had. So I have so much usage with that subscription for as like with OpenClaw, like I will run out of tokens and stuff like that. Um I would run out of tokens just trying to build certain things because I was running on API keys. And so I couldn't really keep up, you know what I'm saying? And so I decided to just switch over to Claude and build this out the way I wanted it. But the idea really kind of came from the open claw system. Okay. So, but yeah, so that's what I wanted to build. And because I wanted to get to this, I wanted to get to my Jarvis project. This is something I've wanted to build since I kind of really started to work with AI and really started to learn what it could do. I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool. I just started to tell my family and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I like it a lot, and it'd be really cool if I could have like my own personal Jarvis or my own personal system that could work, in and out of my life and help with different things and do this and do that. It'd be really great if I could just talk to it and it would just go out and do what I needed to do. And so I had the idea a long time ago. And so as technology has progressed and AI has gotten better and the what it can do has grown, I was like, oh my God, yeah, I want to try this. And so I'm happy I've started at this point. I do kind of feel like I'm a little behind some of the other builders out there, but I wanted to get started because I knew it was kind of I knew this the restrictions were coming. One, there was too many updates. AI was improving way too fast. Uh, More and more people are losing their jobs because they are seeing AI may not serve every business and every department, and you know what I'm saying. AI can't fix everything that occurs in a business, but it can take away some tasks and certain workers that used to just complete those tasks. Like it can just complete a report or complete an analysis in minutes, to where it would take people to sit down and just do the draft after days. You know what I'm saying? It can complete research in just in a second. So besides the hallucinations and all the other stuff that goes along with it, but it was able to do so much that I knew that this was going to that there were going to be some changes and there were going to be some restrictions eventually. And so I'm like, okay, look, I want to go ahead and get this started. I want to document it. So I wanted to get the channel up and running. I did want to take the step back, like I've been doing with the AI basic class. I've been hearing really good um reviews from that. Um, I don't really have a large following, but I've been hearing really great reviews from like friends and family that have kind of looked at it. And they're telling me like they're learning a lot. Like our conversations are changing about AI. So I really wanted to get kind of take a step back so we can understand what we are building on and what we're using because we were just using it. You don't even know we don't even know how to use it properly because we're just oh, somebody told me that I could look 10 pounds lighter if I put this on OpenChat or ChatGPT, you know what I'm saying? So we were just using it and we Oh, we coming up with a whole song. We're putting Eminem, um, Boosie, and Shania Twain on the same track. You know what I'm saying? So we're just we're just doing anything with it. So we don't even we were just using it and don't even know how it works or what it's doing or where it's getting the information from. You know what I'm saying? How to protect yourself from them getting your information. You know, we didn't know. So we're just using it, and some restrictions needed to happen. Um and we need to know, what we're doing. But now, with all of that being said, I knew that the price is going to go up. So I'm now I'm trying to get my stuff done before I get to that point. Because if you are building your system, this should have token usage restrictions. Put it in there. Figure out how much, how figure out your own budget, whatever you can spend. I suggest you break it down to daily. But whatever you can spend, come up with your budget on how much you can give to AI. If you're an individual or if you're a business, you will all need to put AI into your budget. If this is something that you have invested in and you've transferred your team over to this. Um, you need to really sit down, think about a budget, and make sure you stick to that budget, because if they do increase the prices, if they do start to limit more and more, they put a limit on the amount of usage, this can get very expensive. I would also say, if you are a business or individual or small business owner, go ahead right now when you're seeing this video, whenever this video comes out, you need to go ahead and go and use that large language model to do whatever it is you think you want to do. Go ahead, get it out, start it in chat, come up with the plan, come up with the specs to where you can use it later or something. Do it now. Because you're probably at the cheapest it's going to be right now, whenever you see this, even if you see this 3 years from here, which this information probably be totally irrelevant, but who knows who will be on by then. But go and do everything you want to do in the large language model or the model that you really want to use it in, because the price, your current price is most likely the cheapest price it's going to be. This is going to go up. AI will go up. Um, it's going to go up. They've done enough testing. They've uh, they have a lot of input. These large language models are going to start to cost more. You're going to have to start to spend more on it. Before, this was like pet project mode, and testing. We're past testing now. Um, we're full-fledged into it. I know for sure I've been using it for about 10 years now. So we're full-fledged into the AI movement, and we now know that this is something that's not going away. This is becoming, an intricate part of our life. So yeah, get those ideas out. I'm trying to get mine out. That's why we're here. This is taking a minute, which I knew it would. So I am done talking. I have vented quite a bit. I was trying to give you all some substance to kind of look at, to listen to while we're watching this. I was hoping it would go a little bit faster. So we are going to pause and come back. I'll give it some time, see what can change on let's see if we get any kind of change on this side in the HTML. See if we can get anything to change on here, and then I'll come back and show you what it is, what happened, and how far we've gotten. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll be back. All right. Ciao. Okay, so welcome back. We are I wanted to show you all what we have came up with. Um so this is connected to my laptop, but this is the HTML access web user interface. So we have Jarvis up here in the top. We'll have to change that. I don't know if I can change that. But so that's the dashboard. Total tasks, awaiting approval, completed. So kind of let me know where we're going. Recent activities, things that need to get done, done and rejected. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, so that's Ebert. So now this is I'm gonna go back to the dashboard. Um Total spent because I have a token usage amount. Um and so that will take you to Ebert. So then we have tasks. These are the different tasks and their status pending approval. I can sort by their status and where they're at. And then approvals, things I need to get done, things I need to have approved. And then we have Ebert. Okay, so let's see. Ebert doesn't talk. We got to have a really cool picture, but let's see if it will chat back with us. So let's say hello. How are you doing today? Okay. Okay, Ebert is thinking. Okay, great. So we have chat.
Doing wonderfully. Thank you for asking. Ready and here to help make your day run smoothly. What can I do for you today?
Okay, I will say the prompt and the information I gave to it before, I really had to tweak. So we can go back to Claude and look at it because I really had to work on that. But this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Okay, so I can chat over here with Ebert. He will talk and glow. He kind of moved up and down. And it kind of like highlighted. It wasn't the face actually changing or making a different shape or anything like that. It was just the image kind of like glowing and moving up and down. But we do have a voice. It sounds very robotic, but we do have a voice. Um, for you today, this is so cool. Okay, so let's go back to Claude. Um, let's go back to Claude and that's so cool. Okay, so this is the preview it gave me. I think I'm gonna come out of this preview because the preview does not help. Because I'm sitting here, I'm fighting with. I'm like, this preview isn't changing. I can't see the image. So, but that was cool. Cool. Now add a way to upload. Okay, I need to be able to upload files and different things like that too, Ebert. Um, Certain folders. To Ebert. Um, I also want to be able to use emojis. I think that's how you spell it. I don't know. Didn't get it. But yes, how cool is that? That is so cool. So, yeah. Um, oh, you guys, this is um, so it was telling me to go on the incognito window because I was having all these issues trying to communicate back with it. We can go back through some of this chat. Once again, vibe coding, you guys, vibe coding. I couldn't see the image on the preview. And then I was like, look, we have other things connected. Use some of the other tools and other systems that we have, all the connections that we have to kind of get this together. It did kind of let me know that certain things were not include up. Oh, that was the face. I'll show you the face. I'll show you the original one of the other faces that it gave me. It looks so scary. On the preview, it looks so scary. I didn't actually see the one that they had for the actual interface, but yeah. So but we have something going. Um we have a dashboard. How cool is this? This is so cool. Let me switch back to it. But we have a dashboard. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to have a way of communicating with it. Um, I might have to come off of this. I don't want to spin it too many times because it will. Oh, and see, it starts over. So if you refresh, you lose the history. So we're gonna have to fix that. But I wanted something besides the actual chat on Claude and going through Telegram for this to a way to communicate with the agent. I do have a spec sheet that I'm going to upload to kind of pull this back in. Um into Claude so that it's working with the agent and is actually putting the markdown files in the file the markdown documents in the file so that it can I can use it on a VPS or visual code or whatever well use it inside of a VPS but use visual code or something else to link up to this agent and be able to talk and communicate with it or I could put it on Agenta or which is Google um like visual coder um but you guys we have a beginning, we have a start. We have and it's letting me know the system is okay, and then I haven't uploaded all the other spec sheets that I want to, so I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that online. um yeah, it's still working, you guys. It's still working. Cloud Code is busy trying to fix this. But I probably want to do it online. Probably want to do it online. I probably do this offline because I really want to get this done. But what I will say, I'm going to say the next episode that we'll have in this series will be the testing part because we need to test and make sure that everything works together, that and there are other features that like I said I haven't been putting together spec sheets since I've started this project because I knew that there was information that I wanted to upload to this system, and so I want to put all of that in there. But these are like I don't really think there's any big difference between the I did put in a testing spec that I have to upload. So I made sure that I had a way of the system testing itself and to kind of give me a test every now and then randomly or periodically to make sure that I that is working correctly and is keeping me up to date in that. Um, we do need to see if it will give out the morning briefings and stuff like that. We haven't tried that. Yeah, Ebert. There you are. Okay, yeah, we haven't done anything with that in a while. So, um I'm going to finish uploading everything that I need to upload for this system, and then we're going to come back and we'll do the testing part together. So that probably will be the last part of this build. I believe there will be 6 episodes. I want to say. Um, but I think that's going to be the last part of this build, and we'll just go to something else. Because there's other things we want to build. Like I said, I don't want to get to the large language model or the tiny language model that I want to create myself. Um, but this is such a great start, you guys. I am so excited because I'm like, maybe I won't be able to do this. Maybe maybe I, maybe this won't work because I was having a little bit of okay, because it's actually building, like Claude is building things on here, so this really works. So it's saying sorry, I couldn't reach my brain. Failed to fetch. So okay, so that works. Like, because it's building on the back end side. So right now, I can show you Claude right now. So Claude is doing different things to the system. Okay, see, I came in and there's approval I had to do. So it's doing things on the back end inside of the actual coding. So Ebert couldn't connect. This is so cool, you guys. I am so excited. Um, it's adding on the attachment so I can start uploading things to it. You guys, after I upload everything, we will come back and test this. And we will talk to Ebert. Um, but we have a user interface. We have a operating system that is completely built out. We can communicate with it on Telegram. We can communicate with it on Telegram, but we can also communicate with it on a user interface. Take your bag. We can communicate it with the user interface, and we have a dashboard to manage our tasks and to manage our approvals and different things that it is working on to kind of keep us abreast of everything that it is doing. I This is a win for the team. Woo! Go Brown AI. Go Brown and AI. But yeah, so 2062 AI, this has been a great thing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna continue on, but I'm gonna stop this video. So if you have enjoyed this episode of our build and you have not watched the previous part of what we've been working on, please go back to episode 1. This is my Jarvis project where I am building my own AI operating system. I complete executive AI executive assistant, my complete side by side sidekick agent. I am building him here. His name is not Jarvis. His name is actually Ebert. Ebert Sebastian Jarvis Pennyworth. Yes, that's his full name. His full name is Ebert Sebastian Jarvis Pennyworth. If you want to know the background to the name, please go back. It is in the first or second episode. But this has become a series of us building. We have been vibe coding our own operating system, and it has been so much fun. This is the payoff. It will get better. I have other things to upload to this that will change things, and it will add more tabs to the side. Um, but this is a great build beginning. This is a great start. We have our dashboard. We can monitor the tasks, we can monitor the approvals, and we have an AI assistant that we can communicate with and actually have something visually to look at. So I'm not sure if Ebert will look like this afterwards. I have some other things to upload, but we'll see. Um, and so then that's the status, the token usage, and all of that. But this is the basis. This is kind of like a visual version of what we have kind of accomplished on Telegram and also accomplishing in Claude Code, which has been our large language model that we have used to do the vibe coding for this. But you guys, I like I said, we'll come back and we'll test it, and you'll get to see where we're at that point and where it is visually at that point. Um, and we'll come in test it on this end. We'll test it on Telegram, see how in depth we can go with Telegram, how in depth we can go with this, the user interface, and then still also have that backup version that we can use in like Visual Studio. Okay. So once again, thank you very much. Like I said, if you missed some episodes or you want to see how it started, please go back. There is also an AI foundational series that I have started. It's called AI Basics. Um, where we kind of break down all the things that go behind the scenes, all the things that you need, that I think everybody needs to know about AI, where we can kind of clear up some of the things that are fantasy and then the things that are real. And I also get to break down how AI works and the different features of it. Great series. It's another series you can sit down and binge watch. And this is Brown in AI. If you would like more help, or if you want to join me on the other journeys, we still have the testing part of this one. Please like and subscribe. Please subscribe. You guys subscribe. So that you find out when I put these out. I'm usually putting them out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Every now and then I might throw in a little sauce, a little extra spice for you, throw in an extra video throughout the week, but mainly we do release videos on Sundays and Thursdays. Um, but yeah, if you want more information, go to www.2062ai.com. On there, you can pick up a free ebook about AI for the rest of us. It kind of breaks down AI in layman terms. And then it also gives you information on how you can use AI in your everyday life. And not be a coder or a vibe builder or on this end of the spectrum. But yeah, so you guys, thank you so very much. I have had so much fun. This is really great. This is a nice little payoff. I hope you think so too. But I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day. Mwah. So cool. See you guys. Okay, so I wanted to do this and kind of show you where I'm at because I am running out of space on my computer for everything. So I wanted to show you what he's giving me so far. So this is my this is the web user interface. It looks so 1990s. We're gonna work on it, but this is what it is giving me. And for my AI agent, I kind of put in some images of like glowing AI faces, like that computer um looking AI face. I can kind of show you all what I threw in here, and this is kind of what